that you're wondering what's going on, bring that person to your mind as we go forward. And what I'll be doing is looking at their energy, your energy, the potential actions and the potential outcome, as well as the energy between the two of you. And this deck has really spoken to me today, so this is what I'm going to start with. And let's go ahead and get started. So think about that person, and let's find out, what is this person on my viewer's mind think about right now concerning them? What are they thinking about as to the viewer right now? How is this person thinking about my viewer right now? Again, this is not legal advice. This is a love tarot reading, potential love tarot. All right, we got 2 cards popping out. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to try to read in the reverse. We got 4 of Cups. This is Cancerian energy, and Cups, which of course represents love. What we have here in this card, this person is tuned out, right? There's this 3 of Cups energy, which is a cup of, like a situation, like a reunion. Your 3 of Cups is typically a reunion, and that's sort of out here in the possible future. But right now, there's somebody, maybe yourself, offering this person a cup of love. I'm also hearing maybe there's a third party that is offering this person a cup of love. In fact, that's what I'm really feeling strongly here, is that there's a third party offering the person you're interested in, viewer, a cup of love, and they are not here for it. Now, that's not the traditional meaning of the 4 of Cups, but it's what I'm seeing here. And, you know, they've got headphones on, they've got their eyes closed, arms crossed, very shut off position here, very closed off. And so, again, I don't think they're interested in anyone else but you, viewer. And I think what's on their mind is this 3 of Cup reunion energy. So they're not interested in a third person. If you're concerned about a third party, I'm not seeing that here right now. Let's take a look at the other card that fell out. We've got the 5 of Swords. Now, the 5 of Swords is an interesting card in this particular deck because, first of all, this person is balancing 2 swords in what would be that character's presumably left hand. So very delicate balance is what I'm seeing. And the 2 of Swords is typically representative of a choice between 2 things, which goes in line here. This person ostensibly has a choice between, you know, a new love offer or a reunion. And maybe they're deep in thought. So they've got this choice to make. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak. So maybe that 3 of Swords is falling away, and what's left is 1, and we'll see if this person drops it. But the 3 is heartbreak. You've got 2 people walking away here in heartbreak. So perhaps your person has a lot of people interested in them. They are very attractive. They are very dashing. They're very actually well dressed for some kind of sword-based battle. And, you know, I see this as somebody who is looking over at you, viewer. So let's see how we can clarify that. Maybe we can get a card or 2 on your person's energy. What is the person, my viewers, thinking about? What are they thinking about with respect to the viewer? Can we get a card or 2 on that, please, Spirit? What is this person on my viewer's mind? What are they thinking about with respect to the viewer? We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a love offer, an offer of stability, an offer of, you know, something, some kind of present, some kind of treat. Perhaps your birthday's coming up or their birthday's coming up, or there's a holiday approaching when you're watching this, because it is a timeless reading. And they're thinking about giving you a gift, extending that hand, maybe extending, I'm hearing a hand of peace, a hand of, you know, to shake hands basically and make up. You know, we're looking at the future here. We're looking at crossing through this rose laden, like we got roses here, and almost looks like my table a little bit, this garden, and they're walking through the arch. And arches, of course, typically represent or are used in very frequently, not just proms, but in marriage ceremonies or hand binding ceremonies. So I think to me, this is symbolic of someone who's looking for a stable future with you, viewer. And one thing I want to also ask while we're on it, I'm going to ask that the bottom of the deck energy, Spirit, represent what is the generalized energy in this person's mind right now, the viewer's mind, the person they're thinking about. What is the energy in their life? They have 6 of Wands. They are coming in triumphant. They've been through it. They've been through the battles. They've fought the wars, and they're coming in victorious. So I think they've maybe had a hard time in the recent past. This is somebody who maybe you're not hearing from right now because they were caught up in some kind of battle or some kind of, you know, not actual battle, although it's possible. Thank you, members of the military. We appreciate you. But, you know, this is somebody who is finally coming in victorious. We've got Nine of Cups energy, which is beautiful. This is someone who, you know, wants these cups of love. This is wish fulfillment. This is someone sitting in her power. Again, we got another blonde individual. Maybe blonde hair is significant to you. Maybe shoulder length hair is significant to you. This person, this card, you know, the way it's diagrammed here, viewer, if you can see a little bit better there. This person, it looks like someone almost, they have like a really nice closet where perhaps they have their purses on display, or their watches on display, or their fancy suits, or their, you know, couture dresses on display. You know, that's the environment it makes me think of, because she's sitting on like a velvet looking chaise there, and it looks like someone, she's wearing this beautiful royal blue cloak or coat, and it says to me, this is someone who really likes the finer things in life. I also am looking at, in this deck, it's very interesting. There's like a feathery thing between her arms, and it looks like she's clinging on to something. And when I think of these color feathers, I think of a phoenix. I think of renewal energy, and perhaps this person has renewal energy in their heart. And then we've got our Eight of Wands, just beautiful. Look at that. We've got the card of communication. This is a card that says incoming communication. And I like to joke sometimes, you know, send me a mail, send me, send by mail or fax, or, you know, carrier pigeon, whatever you got to do. That's what this is. Whatever they have to do, this person on your mind, viewer, to communicate with you, I think they're going to do it. And what we're looking at here, this is Sagittarius energy. So perhaps this is somebody that is either a Sagittarius or generally a fire sign, may have Sagittarian or fire sign energy in their chart, whether it's their rising, their moon, their Venus. Take it as it resonates. But this is somebody, I think, that, viewer, they are looking to come in hot and tell you these things that they're thinking about you. Maybe, you know, we've got the 6 and the 9 together, which some viewers, some readers I hear talk about as like a twin flame energy or a matching energy. I'm also seeing the Cancerian symbol. If we look right here at this Cancer symbol on our Four of Cups, it's that almost like a 6 and a 9 that are next to each other, like in reverse. So perhaps this person is a Cancer. You know, maybe I mean, I'm not trying to be macabre, but maybe they just beat Cancer. You know, maybe this is somebody who, that was their battle. That was the thing that they're emerging from victorious. I don't know why Spirit's telling me to say that, but maybe that's somebody you're thinking of, as somebody who was so preoccupied by fighting their own Cancer battles that they couldn't commit to this relationship, but they're ready to commit. They're interested in committing. They're not interested in someone else. They've just been fighting their own battles. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and see what your energy is to my viewer. What is my viewer's energy? Specifically, Spirit, with respect to the person on their mind. What is my viewer's energy? Oh, we've got, just on the bottom, when I cut it here, we've got our 10 of Swords. I mean, that is pain. That is suffering. You're going through it yourself. We've also got what looks to be some kind of vulture here, just ready to pick you dry. Your thoughts, you know, swords represent thoughts usually, and intellect, but I think you're overthinking things to death. That's what I'm hearing. You're overthinking things to death, and you're hurting yourself. You know, stop hurting yourself. That's what you're doing. I think you're hurting yourself, just stewing and brewing and wondering what's going on with my person. And we've got King of Swords, another air sign, another thought card. This person, I'm hearing you, the viewer, maybe you're defensive. You've got your mind on lock. You are protecting your heart, and you are doing it with your intellect, and you are going to, you're going to use whatever logic you can muster to hold back and keep that stoic face, that face that doesn't give anything away. You know, you're keeping it cool on the surface, but I think underneath you're really thinking things to death. And when we talk about your swords and your air signs, you know, we're talking about Libra. We're in Libra season right now, and so we're talking about that first. We've also got Aquarius and Gemini. So maybe that's significant to who you are or who you're thinking about. Sometimes the energies can be flipped. So Spirit, tell me more. What is my viewer's energy toward their person on their mind, if they have someone on their mind? Look at that. All came out right at once. Spirit, thank you. We've got King of Cups. Okay, like, can we all just say that this looks very much like the artist formerly known as Prince? Can we just agree on that, team, here? Because we got the boots. I don't want to say the boots with the fur, but now I got to sing the song. He's got a cup of love in his hand, but it's kind of, you can't see the liquid, so perhaps he's love drunk, if you will. He's got, my goodness, look at this purple velvet. Purple Rain is what I'm thinking of now. I got all the songs cooking in my head. You've got this ruffled shirt, which is just fantastic. Now I'm thinking about the wedding singer and the guy that would sing at the bar mitzvahs. This individual, you also got seahorses. Whenever I think of seahorses, I always think about this random fact with respect to them, where it's like, male seahorses are the only seahorses, the only types of animals, or one of the few animals that they carry the offspring. So perhaps this person is, the kind of male that will help you if you have children with this person or otherwise. This is a person who's a family man. That's what I'm hearing. It's not just a cup of love for you and looking at you. It's a cup of love for family and caring for family, caring for you. Let's look at our next card. We've got a Page of Cups. This is another water sign. When we talk about our water signs, like our King of Cups, Page of Cups, these are individuals who are maybe Piscean, they're Cancerian. Again, we got Cancer energy, talking about that strongly today. And we're talking about our Scorpios. So this is, an interesting card, because normally your Page of Cups is someone standing on land with a fish in a cup for some reason. But this is a mermaid. Or, a merman. We can't really tell completely. It could just be a male or non-binary person with long hair. Take it as it resonates. But, this person's in the ocean, presumably, and they've got a fish in the cup. I mean, there's water everywhere. The fish could be anywhere, hanging out with the friends, whatever. But this fish is choosing to come to the cup. I mean, again, there's water everywhere, but deciding. And I think you are deciding to hold this person in your heart, in your cup of love. That's what this says to me. And the dolphins, they represent typically happiness, although in real world they're problematic. Google it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But in the tarot world, they speak about happiness, and you just think about that noise they make, and it just sounds so fun. But Lord only knows what they're saying. And now, of course, I'm thinking about Douglas Adams and that whole series. If you know what I'm talking about, please drop a like in the comments. I have to know I'm not alone in my madness here. But I think, viewer, you are very much full of love. You're keeping that love close to your heart for this person on your mind. You're not letting go. And they're staying there. To be honest with you, they're staying there. They could leave, but they're not. So I think there's a mutuality here. Our next card, the moon. The moon, it's 18, so maybe 9 is significant, maybe 1 or 8 is important. Maybe your birthday is August 1st or January 8th. Maybe you're, again, a life path with those numbers. But the moon indicates not only feminine energy, and you can be any gender for that to apply, but it's more the energy of I don't seek, I don't chase, I attract. Maybe you're waiting, this moon is turned away from your person, looking the other direction. So I'm hearing between a rock and a hard place. I'm also hearing, because, the moon also represents hidden things. So we'll get that out of the way. But, we've got a domesticated dog here and a wolf. And maybe that's the split between you. You're more, maybe, viewer, someone who is, I don't want to say domesticated, but you're somebody who likes a comfy, cozy home. You like to chill out. You're real mellow. You're more polished. And then over here, you got your wolf, someone whose spirit is a little bit more wild than yours. Someone who's maybe a traveler a lot, or is very restless, can't seem to settle down. But that maybe drives you to this person. Maybe you're interested. This is like your evolution in a way. Not to say that this is the end result, but you're related, like tied together. You're the same, but different, if that makes any sense to who I'm talking to. Let's look bottom of the deck energy for you, viewer, and see what else Spirit's saying. Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. This is another card of making an offer. And what's interesting about this particular deck, and I do love this deck. I'll drop a link in the description. What's really interesting about this deck is the Knight of Pentacles here has got a hoof up, and in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the Knight of Pentacles, the horse is not moving at all. It's just standing, still and not looking to do anything. in this deck, the Knight of Pentacles looks like they're on the move. They're not at a gallop. It's a very slow pace, but they're moving nonetheless. And so I don't think you're at a standstill. I think you are taking, movement in your life. Maybe you're moving from the country to the big city over here. I'm hearing that for some reason. Maybe you're willing to move for this commitment with this person. Maybe you're ready to tell that person that you're ready to commit or to move for that purpose. And then I'm seeing Six of Cups. This is scorpionic energy. The Six of Cups and the Sun here. This is a happy card. You've got this woman over here looking wistfully at the children. Maybe she's remembering her past. Maybe you're thinking of when you were a child and you were happy with that time in your life. I'm hearing maybe you have children, maybe they have children, maybe the two of you have dreamt of having children together, but this is significant to you for some reason. And again, I want to go back because we talked about the blonde hair being important, and both of these children have blonde hair. So maybe this is actually a situation where the two of you envisioned a family together. Maybe you're thinking of, this is what our children would look like. Just throwing it out there. And then we have, look at that, Three of Cups, reunion energy. It could be that you're out having a great time with your friends, but it could also mean that, again, more Cancer. We're talking Cancer here again, more water, Cancer. Anyway, it could be that you're out here just having the time of your life in anticipation of this person coming back. Maybe you intuitively know this. Cancers are very intuitive individuals. Well, water signs just generally are. And perhaps in your heart of hearts that this person is thinking about you, that this is not personal. They are coming back and reuniting with you. And I think you maybe know that. You sense it deep in your intuition, but so you're just having a good time because you're not worried about it. And one more I'm hearing. Look at that, Knight of Swords. We talked about swords being the truth. We talked about, that energy. We talked about the horse. So you can see, like, by comparison to our horse in that Knight of Pentacles we talked about, you see that horse is just very slow moving. This horse, very fast moving. But notice also this horse is the other direction from your person. Maybe even though you really believe in your heart this person's coming back, the intellectual pain we talked about earlier that this has caused you is so much that you want to run away sometimes. You want to shut it down. You want to get away from this as fast as you can and never talk to this person again. Maybe your eye is on new love. You want something different. You're not waiting for this. You're tired of it. But that's, again, your thoughts, your mind versus, maybe the slow, silent, not silent, but like hushed voice within. I can't tell you what to do. Only you can decide that for yourself. I'm just reading your energy, and that's what it says. So perhaps your feelings that are currently hidden for this person will come into view. Let's talk, Spirit, about the energy between the individual that is watching me. Thank you, viewer, by the way. Drop a like and a subscribe. It is free. So please do like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment, and I would really appreciate that. But we got you, the viewer, the person on your mind, and on the bottom of the deck we have Four of Swords, more air energy. This person, could be in the energy between you. Maybe it's quiet. Let me say that, words. It's quiet. It's an energy of healing. It's an energy of, maybe, I'm hearing, funny enough, healing in the silence, in the calm, the eye of the storm of sorts. I'm hearing eye of the storm. We've got what appears to be stained glass in some kind of church. Maybe you're praying about this, or they're praying about this, whatever deity you may believe in. You're really believing in that, and bringing maybe that spirituality into this healing here. Maybe one or both of you are. We've got Jupiter energy, and we've got Libra, and we just came into Libra season. So maybe this happens for you. Maybe this healing cycle is complete in Libra season for you. Let's do one more shuffle. We got right there, Queen of Pentacles. Gorgeous. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's got just a fabulous ensemble. She's not just got her legs crossed, but she's got her foot up. Like, it makes you think of when you got your foot up and you're kind of just like shaking it in the air, like, yes, go on, tell me more. Right? That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that movement there. And she is, got this, she's got her own thing going on, right? She's looking at her own money. She's looking at her own life. there's this rabbit here that could represent fertility, could represent children around you, or maybe an interest in that, or maybe you're even looking at your money versus that. Maybe you're not interested in having children, you're focusing on yourself. But either way, you're looking good. This relationship is looking good. This relationship is a balance. The energy between you is this balance between, the two of you kind of tapping your foot, waiting while looking to the future, the possibility of success and stability. Maybe it does or doesn't involve children, but you are looking good. This energy is looking good. So, Spirit, tell me more about the energy between my person that is watching and their person that they're thinking of. What is the energy right now as we sit here? Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy? Six of Swords. Again, we have more air energy. We can't get away from the air energy here. This is specifically Aquarian energy. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's Uranus. We've got, this is pretty standard to have, somebody in a boat. Now, different decks have the swords off the boat, or they could be, behind the boat. A lot of readers, the card, depending on the card you're looking at, might take this as moving into calmer waters. But as I'm seeing this card, none of the waters look calm to me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put this off to the side so I can use both hands. When I look at this, I'm seeing just rough waters everywhere. I'm seeing, so nothing has been smooth sailing between the two of you. It's not smooth sailing right now. But I'm looking at these, what I presume are ducks. And I know this isn't completely correct based on the landscape. Tell me what city this is if you know, if it is a specific city, but I'm thinking Chicago and like Michigan for some reason. Maybe that's significant to you. But these ducks, I'm thinking also, you get your ducks in a row. My ducks are feral. They're Muscovy ducks. They're just mean. But these ducks are wading in this water, that's these rough waters, and they seem pretty chill about it. And if you've ever heard about, ducks may appear calm on the surface, but underneath they're kicking like crazy. So I think the energy between the two of you isn't necessarily focused on this. It's in the background. Both of you are appear calm, appear cool. Underneath, though, inside, you're kicking like crazy to stay stable in these rough waters. And maybe you have some kind of relationship that has differences between it, whether it's race or age. Something that society, different parts of society, depending on where you are. Unfortunately, this is something where maybe the relationship between you isn't something that's favored. I'm looking at this and thinking, is this, this person's child? Maybe your person is helping someone they know. I'm hearing they're helping someone they know that is in a bad situation, perhaps. Like maybe you're in the background, your energy's in the background, but your person, is helping someone that's a friend that is kind of in their thoughts and suffering. Maybe has a child in their life, and they're helping that person move on. And that's at the fore of their mind, and maybe at the fore of your mind. Maybe you're seeing this person as that third party we talked about. Maybe they're just helping a friend get through it, and you're seeing that as what's going on. I'm going to play it cool, but I'm secretly freaking out. But this person, that doesn't mean anything to them. But the relationship is in the background. I'm hoping that makes sense to somebody here. But I don't think that third party energy, it goes back to this Four of Cups. I don't think that person means anything. And I don't mean anything in a negative way, but I don't think romantically that your person is interested in this person. You may see it that way. You may be giving it some bombastic side eye here, concerned that you're sitting over here fabulous, and maybe your person's interested in them, but I don't think they are. I think they're just focused on, like, again, helping a friend, perhaps, maybe helping a friend move. And one more thing I'm called to say about this card: the sky. First of all, you can't see the sun, so there's a lack of clarity here. Also, I'm hearing the golden hour, which, for film aficionados, or generally, I think people who live in California know, the golden hour is literally about an hour. It's a short period of time where the sun is in just the perfect place in the sky for filming. And this says to me, this is a short period of time. So things might have fallen apart between the two of you very quickly. but I think they're also coming back together quickly, which strangely is giving me Aries energy, that flighty kind of, and almost, don't take it badly, Aries. Gosh, you guys are awesome, but it could be very hot, cold. 1 minute, oh, we have a fight. Next minute, it's like, ooh, let's heal this. What I'm saying is, I don't think it's a long-term separation. I think I see you guys coming together soon in the future. Again, at the bottom, look at that. We got Empress energy, number 3. Again, you could be a life path 3. This is the divine feminine. This is also more Libra energy. Thank you for celebrating our Libra season here. This is one half of our divine couple. Empress is ostensibly the most powerful card in the deck, the leader of the deck. She's got it all. She's got love. Again, we're seeing what looks to be a baby bump. I don't want to judge or guess, but maybe she just had a food baby. I don't know. But she's out there. She's seeing the whole thing. So I think the energy between you is also abundant, beautiful. All look at just how beautiful that is. And then look what I'm seeing underneath. Look at this. Look at this. 10 of Cups, happiness, fulfillment. Again, we have 2 more kids over here. Stranger danger, perhaps. Maybe you don't even know them, and they're just there, like hanging out. But you, viewer, and your person are looking up at the sky and just celebrating. And again, just looking at this deck with the rainbow, maybe you are a same-sex couple. Maybe that's the situation we were talking about, where maybe you're not as accepted in society as you should be. But I'm just hearing, a call out here to, my people across the sexuality spectrum. And underneath that, either way, happiness. We've got a 4 of Pentacles. Now, I'm seeing this card as multiple things. Again, we got somebody who's styling and profiling with these shoes. Look at those shoes. They look like a particular Italian designer I won't name. But you've got this going on, and you're holding tight. I see this in this context as both of you are actually holding on to this relationship. You're not letting it go. Not at all. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the next energy, which is going to be, what are the likely next actions that will be taken with respect to this relationship, whether it's a budding relationship, a relationship that didn't really go anywhere. Maybe you had a false start, 5 yards, return to the side of the foul, first down, whatever. Football season, hooray. I don't know why I was called to say that. It's really weird, but that's okay. But look at that. I just cut the deck, and we've got the Phoenix. Now, this is technically the Judgment card here in this deck, but the Phoenix energy is something I really, really connect to. And, this is an energy of destruction and rebirth. This is a renewal. This is a reuniting energy. So this is the opportunity, perhaps, that the 2 of you were talking about, of getting back together. Maybe this is a relationship that you thought was burnt to a cinder, toast, done, over, gone. And yet here we are. Look at that. I just cut the deck again. We got the Lover's energy. This is Gemini over here. But I think everybody's covered up. But just in case, there you go. It's, again, beautiful rainbow wings. So that calls back to what we were just talking about, the sun, the beauty of the sun in the background, just the happiest energy, golden hour. Both of you want to reunite, and you want to reunite in that Lover's energy. You're coming together. You're so focused on, again, I'm seeing your spirituality in this context, that, and your healing that we talked about earlier. I think each of you is focused on your own healing journey, that you're inadvertently like walking toward each other. Just, I would suggest this maybe says, as you're walking toward each other, be careful. Be careful. Cross this chasm carefully. Don't be distracted by liars, snakes in the grass is what I'm hearing. There may be people in your life that on either side, you, the viewer, or the person that you're interested in, that, they're snakes in the grass. People that maybe you think are friends, or but really don't have your best interest at heart. Maybe they're interested in you and they don't want to see you back together with this person. Or maybe they're just not happy in their own lives, All right, Spirit, thank you so much. Let's see what the probable next actions are. Next actions in this relationship with my fabulous, gorgeous, beautiful viewer. Thank you again for joining me on This Is Not Legal Advice. I also have an Instagram, which is linked in the description below. If you'd like to follow me there, I'll try to post on that, maybe give some previews of upcoming videos. let us see. What is the action? Well, first of all, the fact it's taking this long says we got a minute. We got a minute. That we're in that golden hour, I think. So maybe the action isn't happening right this second, but I don't think it's long. Oh, there we go. See, wasn't that long? Next actions. Oof, Nine of Swords. Let's talk about this. First of all, more air energy, more Gemini specifically. This is a card of overthinking, nightmares. Somebody up late at night wondering, what do I do about this? There's a lot of thinking that's going to go on. I think right now your actions that are happening is there's no action. There's just overthinking everywhere, all sides. Again, we got another a cross here, which I'm taking this as a graveyard, but maybe, you know what? Let me stop there before I get ahead of myself. I'm seeing this as a graveyard, which we just talked about, that Phoenix energy and the relationship perhaps in your mind being dead. And then we had the Judgment, which both represents in a lot of decks a resurrection of sorts from the dead. And we have a cross, which again, what I was talking about in sort of the beginning part of this, where maybe both of you, one or both of you, is relying on sort of a spiritual connection, again, of any kind, whatever your religion is. Again, a cross, maybe you're Christian or some derivation of that. You got the crescent moon, maybe you're Muslim, or that you come from Muslim history. Maybe you're Jewish like me and you feel guilt. I don't know. I'm joking. I'm just joking. I love everybody. I call out all the religions here. I mean, with the swords, there's the religious sects that carry swords as part of the religious tradition. I'm seeing a lot of things. What I'm saying is, on the whole, maybe one or both of you, they're really fretting, but you're also relying on your faith, in a sense, to whatever breed of faith that is, to heal a relationship. So that's the next action. Bottom of the deck energy, we have Five of Cups, Scorpionic energy. Now, Scorpios are, of course, very passionate, but the action right here, with the Five of Cups, a lot of people focus on the fact that this person is in regret. That's the typical meaning. And this person, first of all, maybe they're goth. Again, I don't know why I'm saying it. Maybe it resonates. You take it as it resonates for you. Maybe you're into the gothic energy. Maybe they are. I'm here for it. Maybe I'm hearing AFI, that the band AFI. Maybe Silver and Cold. The specific song I'm thinking about is Silver and Cold. I'll link it in the box up wherever the heck it goes. Okay. But anyway, neither here nor there. The point is, a lot of people see this as regret, right? Walking away from this Two of Cups reunion, love energy. I mean, these cups are full. They're full of love. This person's regretting. They're so focused on maybe a lost opportunity here and regretting that lost opportunity. They aren't seeing the two cups of love behind them. Looking at this here, I'm thinking Golden Gate Bridge. I'm thinking Brooklyn Bridge. Anywhere you might happen to live where there's, I believe it's a suspension bridge is a type of bridge that is. Take it again as it resonates for you. And the other thing that sticks out to me is this heart pendant. They've got love still there in their grip. Maybe they feel like they lost you. They are holding on to something you gave them, a piece of jewelry that makes them think of you, or you're thinking of each other with respect to that, the giving and exchanging of the gift. And the angle and the way this card is drawn makes me think of anime. I'm hearing anime. Maybe one or both of you is interested in anime, which I also associate with a lot of action. So despite this person just standing, I feel like there's action and, like, I don't know, the kind of imagery you would normally think of with anime. We've got storms a brewing here. But we also have what looks to me like either the sun or the moon peeking out here. So I think the next actions are, yeah, you're in regret, but maybe that storm's about to break. Now this spin around on me, so I wasn't trying to do that. I'm trying to read these in the upright, but Spirit thought otherwise. Now, a couple things. First of all, this is the Aries symbol here. So again, a fire sign, passionate energy. And okay, again, your typical reading of this, of the Four of Wands, is celebration, wedding, coming together, etc. But in this particular deck, looking at these two ladies here, it almost seems to me like that energy of just hanging out with your friends and partying with your friends is coming to an end. The action is you're going to stop the partying. Let me say that. You or your person that you're thinking of is going to stop the partying. They're in their head right now. The action, or both of you are in your heads, relying on maybe the spirit behind things. Like, again, the forefront is the thought, but in the background, the quiet part inside is that spiritual, intuitive knowing. And the partying needs to stop. It will stop. That's how I'm seeing that. And I'm called to the bottom of the deck. We've got action, 3 of swords. You're both in pain. What's your action? Are you crying right now? Are you going to sit back and cry? More Libra energy. Man, we are just taking it hard today, Libra. You're broken apart. And I think you're broken apart because you think there's someone else there, a third person, or maybe they think there's a third person with you. You're so good looking, viewer, perhaps, that they just assume you've got to be with somebody else and they're broken up over it. But what are they going to do about it? 8 of Cups, they're walking away. They're walking away from something. They're walking away perhaps from, the prior energy, the prior issue they had that was holding them back. Maybe they're walking away from this broken heart. Maybe they're coming forward. Look at this. This Knight of Wands, he's barely holding back. He is, look at cavalier. And of course that comes, sorry, I'm such a nerd. It comes from the French word chevalier, which means knight. So it's kind of redundant. But this person, they are coming at you hot, heavy. They're ready to put this heartbreak behind. I think so are you. I think you're receptive to it. We've got the pyramids of Giza, it looks like here. So maybe Egypt is something of significance to you. Maybe you're Egyptian, they're Egyptian. Maybe you traveled to Egypt together. Maybe one or both of you speaks Arabic for some reason, I'm hearing. And on the cloak of this individual, you've got these lizards. I'm not really, it's not coming to me why that would be the case, but I don't know, maybe one of you beautiful Gothic folk have a lizard as a pet. Maybe you've got some lizards that have snuck in your house. Maybe you've found some lizards around your house lately. Maybe you've been seeing a freakish amount of lizards in your yard to tell you that this is your reading. You got 2 fire sign symbols here. So this is like the ultimate in passion. I think this person's coming toward you in passion is where I'm going with it. And we got our Knight of Swords again. So 2 people. Maybe look at this. Look at this. Your person, here it is. Here it is. Bottom line. Your person coming to you. Hot, heavy. They're ready now. They're ready. Okay, they got the passion. They're coming at you. You, we talked about this earlier, you're Knight of Swords, right? You are perhaps on the brink of running away yourself. You're ready to run. Your thoughts are telling you, get out of here. This is bad. We got to go. Will he catch up to you? Will your person that you're thinking of catch up to you? Will you be enticed to turn around? Let's find out in the outcome. But 3 of Wands, I think you're both looking to the future together. I think you both see a potential future. We've got Aries again and the sun. I think you're both looking to the future. So I see an outcome here that really, actions. Your actions are this sort of chaser runner thing going on, this dynamic of I'm coming after you finally. And you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. It's up to you. In your situation, take it how it resonates. Let's talk about the outcome, the potential outcome. Now, keep in mind, tarot is about the energy as it stands right now, not necessarily, the ultimate, this is fixed and will never change energy. Anything could happen, right? If free will exists, you could make the decision to run away. But as it stands right now, Spirit is saying this is the outcome. Okay, we got 7 of Swords. It's hidden. This person maybe is sneaking up on you. You don't see it coming. Maybe they know if they come in full Knight of Wands energy, you're going to run away. So they got to creep up. Of course, now I'm hearing TLC's creep. Good Lord, the music is strong today. Are you listening to music, viewer, while you're watching me? Are you blasting some, I'm hearing like 90s and early 2000 tunes. Again, the emo music. I don't know. Empress, again, bottom of the deck. Beautiful energy. Just the outcome says to me beauty. It says to me power. It says to me you are building something together. Outcome, 8 of Wands, once more. 8 of Wands, communication. This is coming in. It's coming in fast. It's coming in hot and heavy. Again, that discussion is going to be there. The question is, are you too fast? Are you too fast on your Knight of Swords? Let's find out. Ace of Cups, beautiful outcome. Look at this. Look at this. Just an overflowing amount of love. I think if you let your person catch you, viewer, if you are willing to do that, you'll see there's going to be an outflowing of love in this relationship that you aren't even ready for. I mean, maybe I won't say you're not ready for it. You can get ready for it, but it's unexpected. And you've got a dove, looks like to me, peace. There's some peace here that's been missing. And I see this as, a peace offering, an offering of love. What's your outcome here at the bottom? King of Pentacles. I see success, stability, snappy looking shoes. Maybe you got a shoe person, a sneakerhead on your mind. Maybe you have somebody that very much is into looking like, he's in charge. And the King of Pentacles, of course, is just, he's got it together. You're not dealing with a bum here on either side, whether irrespective of gender. The person you're dealing with is not a bum. Outcome. There is a possibility. There is a possibility you run away, you get away, and one of you leaves in pain. One of you leaves in regret. Again, everything is flexible. The future is not known completely. There's a possibility maybe you accept that offer and there's a possible stable future, a prosperous future. Maybe you reject it and there's 10 of Swords pain. Have you done your healing? Again, we've got 4 of Swords energy. Have you done your healing? Have they done their healing? Are they healed enough to come to you? 9 of Wands, this is wounded warrior energy. This is somebody coming in, they fought the battle. They fought the war. They are here and they are ready to come back, and they are still here. They're not leaving. They got tattoos on them. This is somebody that might be really into, I can't flip my hand away like that might be really into like MMA, I'm hearing. Somebody that likes to watch that kind of thing perhaps on TV. I'm also seeing the way that this is all wrapped. It makes me think of that movie from the 80s. It's got whatever it is. It's not Kickboxer specifically with Jean-Claude Van Damme, although that could be correct. But it'll come to me. The point is, this is somebody who's not giving up. They're trying. They're going to try. Will you accept it? Are you interested? Can you balance it? Can you balance maybe what's going on in your life? Can they balance it? Can you guys make it work this time? Can you make that yin and yang energy? She's wearing that yin yang symbol. She's the calm in the storm. And when I see this card, I think of, okay, there, we'll do that way. When I see this sword, I think of, and I believe that's Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken. So you might be a Capricorn, maybe they're a Capricorn. I think of a couple things. There's so much going on here. I'm thinking like splitting of the Red Sea, the calm here. You're dividing the sea of just rough waves here with calm. I'm seeing, your ships coming in, but, focusing, each of you, the outcome. Can we balance it this time? Can we make it happen this time? I'm also, and this is very niche, so take it as it resonates, this person is wearing like a skort jumper. And for my folks out there who have ever worn something like that, those things are exceptionally inconvenient. Like, they're cute. She's looking cute, don't get me wrong, but they're super inconvenient. Like, they're cool, they're snappy, but ooh, you got to go to the bathroom and you're just getting naked. Sorry, not to be crude about it, but whoop, one more here on the outcome. Look at that. Page of Pentacles. That offer's coming in. I told you. That offer's coming in. And look, 8 of Wands at the bottom. It's coming in fast. It's coming in fast. We got the same cards. We got 6 of Swords. Hierophant, commitment, spirituality, all the things we've been talking about today. It's all here. All the same things, repeating patterns. We're seeing it over and over and over again. So what I'd like to do now, as we wrap up, I'd like to get a couple of cards. What would your person say to you if they were completely honest with you right now? What would they say to you if they were completely honest right now? Spirit, oh, wow, that was fast. They are ready. They are ready. They're chomping at the bit. I'm caught up in a karmic relationship. Now, karmics can be people, yeah, romantically, but that could also be a karmic relationship with a friend. Maybe that friend they're helping in a bad situation. Maybe that person that doesn't want to see them happy that we talked about. They could be really, feeling tied up. Maybe, I'm hearing somebody in their family is maybe giving them bad advice. That's their karmic. What would you say in return? You tame my demons. I think there's a yin yang. I'm seeing it. The balancing here. You're getting a benefit from this. Maybe you're I'm hearing dropping your swords, letting your guard down for this person, and they make you feel safe in a way that they are taming your demons. Let's go a couple more on this. What would your person say beyond this? What would they say? Spirit, what would they say? This person on my viewer's mind, and thank you so much, viewer, for sticking with me this long. I know it's been a much longer reading than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a pop-in, but Spirit just had a lot to say. And I'm hoping that, at least part of this resonated with you. If it didn't, there's more readings out there. Out there, but look at that. I sabotaged our connection because it was too intense. I think this person was struggling. I think, this is that on off again, that maybe this relationship was burned so hot that, again, we got fire here, burned so hot that it went to the ashes we talked about, that phoenix energy, and they burned it down. What would you say in return? I want to hold you. I think you're very sad, viewer. I think you're really struggling with this. The person you're interested in, they're busy in their own life. They've got their own situation going on, whatever that karmic may be, take it as it resonates. But in addition to that, maybe they were afraid of the connection between you. Maybe they were afraid of how deep it was, how passionate it was, how unexpected it was. And they didn't know what to do. So I think that's part of that healing. What do we do? I'm seeing that number, that four of cups we looked at the beginning. That person, leaning against a tree, they're closed off. They got the headphones on. They're not seeing anything. They're not hearing anything. I'm hearing, what is it? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, or some iteration thereof. All right, Spirit, let's get one more in this conversation, please. Spirit, one more in this conversation, please. We want to have one more. Maybe a healing message would be nice. I feel like we would all see some healing here. Oh, and of course that one goes to the ground. That one goes to the ground. Never going to make it easy. I need to tell you the truth. See, they're coming in. They're coming in. They're coming in with truth. They're coming in with passion. They're coming in with love. I told you. And they're ready. They're ready now to tell you the truth. The question is, are you going to run away? Oh my God. Did I just say that, or did I just say that? I ran away because I wasn't ready for you. Are you going to run away? Is what I just said. Rewind it. Watch it back. I just said, are you going to run away? And that goes back to our Knight of Swords. When they come in with this offer and they tell you the truth, are you going to stick around, or are you going to get on your horse and get the heck out of there? Bottom of the deck, I've been manifesting you. I think despite all this mess, both of you have been manifesting each other. Let's get one more deck. This is a deck I believe called Unsent Letters, and I believe that because that's what it's called. Again, I'll drop the information in the description box below. Let's find out what this person would want to say to you. Maybe they've typed something like this in a text but never sent it. What would this person say to you? What would they really say if they were being honest? I'm getting resistance here. They're not coming out with it. They're holding back. Actually, this deck is being very difficult to shuffle. You can't maybe see it on the camera, but it's very it's like sticky almost. Okay. It says, I wish I could erase you from my memory. Failed relationship, brutal end. I wish you didn't break me. And again, I think your person's in a dark place with respect to this relationship and hurting, and you're not seeing that hurt. What would you say? You chose someone else. I wish it could have been us. Good luck with your new person. Look at that. First of all, 3 shoes, right? We talked about that three energy, that 3 of cups that were separate in that 4 of cups card. And we talked about how, maybe you mistakenly believe that they chose someone else. But meanwhile, they're over here hurting for you. Let's see, what else would this person say? We're about to close it out here. Let's see. I think my viewer wants to know, what would this person say? What are they thinking? What would they say if they were truthful? What would they say? I apologize for any background noise my microphone might be picking up. My children are watching things in their rooms and it's kind of loud. Apologize. All right. So what do we have? I asked for a sign. I'm trying to move on. We have, again, look at this. We got another cemetery scene. This is a totally different, whole different deck. Cemetery scene, cross, something that looks like a star in the sky. I mean, it's a lamp, clearly, but it's a star in the sky, which it looks like that, which is hope. They ask for a sign. They're trying to move on. They're in pain. They wish they could erase you from their memories, but they can't. And they're looking for that sign to say that it's good, that they can do that. I don't think they can. I don't think they're able to move on from you, viewer. I don't think they can. Maybe you wanted to move on. Maybe you want to run away. We talked about that. I don't know why I'm shuffling again. I should have just taken another card, but Spirit said, I guess, shuffle. So here we are. The consistency here, the cemetery, the resurrection energy. Please give me another choice. Again, this card's come up before, and I think that it's supposed to be chance, but it says choice. It says, you can come back anytime now. I won't be mad. Honest, just one reply. I think, despite your pain and your overthinking, you really do want this person to say something. You're between things, but I think you're ready to forgive. I think you can. I think if you want to, you can. Bottom, I know it shouldn't. The idea of you with someone else makes me sick. The idea of you being better for a person who's not me makes my heart pound. The thought of you loving someone else makes my stomach churn. I think the two of you both kind of think that. I think that, you're concerned with this third person. They're concerned that maybe, you're willing to be more generous and let down your guard, generous emotionally and let down your guard. I think they're worried that, why couldn't you do that for them? Are you going to do that for them? Are you going to give them another chance? I don't know. Let's see, bottom of the deck. You are my everything. You are my good vibes. You are the butterflies in my stomach. You are the person that when I think about you, I smile. You are the feeling of total happiness. You are the warm feelings of being loved. You are the sunshine that breaks through the clouds on a rainy day. You are the reason why my life feels complete. You are my everything. And what a beautiful, beautiful card to end this reading on. Thank you for joining me on this love reading. This is, again, not legal advice, but I am so glad that you are here, and I hope this was helpful to you. Have a great day.